Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We are back with another K-pop reaction for you here today. And it's Throwback Thursday.
Woo-hoo!
And we are switching gears in Throwback Thursday, everyone. We have decided that we are not learning enough from Throwback Thursday. We are enjoying the deep dive into K-pop's past.
Yeah.
We are enjoying very much the iconic and celebrated hits that you've seen on this day, on this channel previously. But we need more. What we are finding, I feel a bit like Joey in that episode of Friends where he's just got the V section of the encyclopedia.
Oh, yeah.
Where as long as the conversation is about that, we're fine.
Yeah.
But then we go on our live streams on Wednesday, twitch.tv/alongfortheride reacts, where we were last night, and people are recommending songs from K-pop's past, and we've got no clue.
No.
And so we need to start building a framework in which we can place this K-pop knowledge. From, right up to Aperture.
Yeah. I was literally like, build a framework. And my brain was like...
And so there exists this documentary, I'm sure, K-pop history in 20 minutes from Seotaiji to, it says here, behind the scenes. So,
I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is about saying from the thing that YG was on that time that we saw YG as part of the Boys with Seotaiji and the Boys.
Yeah.
To the dawn of K-pop groups doing behind the scenes footage.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
Do you think enough people are familiar with our channel to understand that we make that joke every time BTS is on the screen?
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope everyone knows. If not, one of the things that we do on this channel, because we are hilarious, is whenever we see BTS, we pretend it says behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And not the words that BTS stands for, which I have previously known but do not currently know.
Yes.
I believe referred to a place or a school in a place or something like that.
It's Bangtan something.
Yeah. We know who BTS are.
Yeah.
You know who BTS are. We know who Seo Taiji is.
Yeah.
Do you?
Who are the middle ones?
Who's everyone in between? Who are these people?
Who are two?
Yeah. I don't know from. I don't know two, but I know Seo Taiji and I know behind the scenes. We're putting people off.
We are.
So this is the only video we're going to do today for Throwback Thursday, but from this point forward, you're going to see deeper dives. So we're going to grab hold of something and we're going to spend more time with it. So we'll tell you what we're going to start with next week. You will be happy with where we're starting next week. We do know, but... Oh, I know.
I don't. Oh.
Yeah. I wonder if I can do... Will you permit me to do a cryptic clue?
Oh God.
That is that would be a bit borderline.
Go on then.
A bit borderline.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because I've just heard myself say it and
okay.
Yeah. Ask me in the comments. Come on over. I tell you what, come on over to the Discord. Right. It's all right. There's a joke I want to make and I can't make it, so I'm freaking out.
Yeah. Do you want to whisper it to me?
No. I sort of do. So no, apparently that joke is not fit for public consumption. Do you get the clue?
No.
Okay, right. Okay, you'll get it as we go through, I'm sure.
Okay.
This is K-pop history in 20 minutes. We're along for the ride.
Let's go.
There's one thing this video needs.
K-pop!
K-pop.
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 K-pop. K-pop.
K-pop.
Or K-pop. K-pop. Korean pop.
K-pop.
K-pop, popular music originating in South Korea and encompassing a variety of styles. As you've seen, K-pop has grown exponentially. Everyone in the world, like it or not, must have seen a K-pop related video at least once, either if it's Gangnam Style or a BTS video or an annoying K-pop dancing meme on Twitter. But you might not be sure on what K-pop actually is and where and when it began. Well, it all comes down to a country called South Korea, a peninsula peninsula located in East Asia in between China and Japan. Korea was doing great with its kingdoms and dynasties for more than 4,000 years until 1910 to 1945 when Korea was colonized by Japan. And from 1950 to 1953, Korean War happened, splitting Korea into North and South. Then Korea was stuck in the Cold War. Due to war and all, the economy wasn't that great. Thus, the music industry wasn't that public nor diverse. Well, Korea did have music like traditional sounds or Japanese-influenced trot. 1970s, economy got a little better. Jeans, acoustic guitars, young kids enjoying life, rock, folk music happened. But still, the government doesn't like too much freedom and creativity. They want you to work. 1980s, two words, folk songs and ballads. First, Korean ballads kick in. People like these dudes make ballad really popular. Legendary dudes like Cho Young-pil pop out. Bands like Shinawi, Drugukwa pop out. People start listening to these dudes instead of these dudes. Until the 90s, Korea gets rich. No one's unemployed. People call it the miracle of Han River. Successful Olympics, CD distribution, kids get to wear Nike shoes, buy music, go to concerts, clubs happen, dancing becomes a thing. Finally, the good old 90s arrive.
JYP.
I'm K-pop. All these new genres start to bloom. Hip-hop, dance, R&B, soul, gospel, and of course the popularity of ballads and folk songs continue. Now, all these artists start writing their own songs. A lot of singer-songwriters appear like Shin Seung-hoon, Lee Seung-hwan, Yoon Jong-shin, Jeolname, Toy, and more. Boom! March 1992, this dude named Seotaiji appears out of nowhere. Well, actually, he was in the aforementioned rock band Shinawi as a bassist, though in the meantime he was doing his own thing and explores the world of MIDI music, aka electronic digital. He's also a born rebel. He looks different. His crew dances like crazy. His band Seotaiji and Kids released an album called Seo Taiji with a title song called I Know. They just sweep all the existing awards out there. Similar groups like Deuce might be competitors, but Seo Taiji and Kids and their songs and performances change everything. Critics claim 1992 is the most important year in Korean pop music history. He destroys genres like trot, ballad, and folk music. They released 4 albums afterwards until 1996. He mixes up.
Oh, on the right, it's got a future in executives.
He likes techno and even uses heavy metal rock in Classroom Idea, criticizing the Korean education system. And then the public suddenly tries to rewind the song and thinks he's Satan or gay. They keep on tackling social issues like reunification, environment, drugs, education. He's basically the Tupac of K-pop. Speaking of Tupac, he even touches gangster rap in his last album title, Come Back Home. And then they disband, more like disappear. Poof, yup, just like that, leaving one message: we've showed you everything we can try. Korea freaks out, kids don't go to school, protest, attempt suicide. People say K-pop is dead. Well, false alarm, Seotaiji and Kids might be gone, but their impact still lives. Now, listening, radio equals lame. On the other hand, watching TV, performances, dance music, choreographies, style, competition equals cool. Young teenage fans, official fan clubs, fan meetings, fanfics, Hasing fans, fan wars, capital, artist management. It was like a cult, and Seotaiji and Kids were their idol. On the side, the tornado dance from I Know was the first dance choreo that went viral. Now, corporates see money in K-pop and idol businesses. Samsung, Doosan, Hyundai, LG, Daewoo, Lotte all make their own record companies and labels. Competition begins. Huge investments flow from their mother company. Ambitious scouting, projects, new market, but no system yet. Expenses overissued, no transparency, business based on few inner circle connections. Result, obviously, all gone in a few years. Big failure. But then there's DSP. The founder Lee Ho-yeon had some actual experience managing big artists like Taejina, Yoo-hyul, Shim-shin, and Sobangcha. Sobangcha was actually close to an idol group model way before Seotaiji and Kids in 1987. However, their music was more trot-based and had very simple dances, thus not as impactful as an idol group like Seotaiji and Kids. Anyways, Lee Ho-yeon, who had the experience, makes his own label DSP in 1991. Wasn't really successful during the Seotaiji era. Then in 1996, launches a group literally called Idol that initially had decent popularity, but gets demolished by SM Entertainment's HOT. 1996 and HOT debuts. Hardcore rap, distinct fashion, and hairstyles. Criticizing society. HOT is made by today's famous SM Entertainment.
They were doing that NCT Dream song.
Yeah.
SM. Starts as SM Studio in 1989, then reforms into SM Entertainment in 1995. SM develops a systematic idol training system and earns huge success with HOT. DSP gets mad. 1997, they throw out Chex Kids. SM activates their trap card. Girl group SES debuts in December 1997. And then DSP says, well actually no, IMF says, everyone hold your fire. Korea will be entering the economic crisis. People lose jobs, businesses go bankrupt, half of the entertainment labels shut down, TV music programs get cancelled. People are struggling, they're jumping off bridges, so they aren't really cool or interested about idols. Well, 1998 comes, SMB like, the show must go on, pops out Shinhwa. DSP says, hold my beer, we present you Finkel. At this point, SM and DSP is the Marvel and DC comics of this era. HOT versus Chex Kids, SES versus Finkel, Shinhwa versus GOD. G.O.D. Well, G.O.D. was actually produced by a third company called JYP and wasn't actually the typical dance idol group, but I'll get to that later. Each company and group shares the trophies and awards around music shows turn after turn, and of course on the way there were other groups like Baby Vox, Chakra, Cleo, and talented solo artists like Yoo Seung-jun, Park Ji-yoon, Lee Jung-yeon as well. Looking back, we now call this era the first generation of K-pop. Meanwhile, you might be wondering whatever happened to Seo Taiji and the Boys after they disbanded. I don't know about Seo Taiji himself, but one dude for sure was planning something. Yang Hyun-suk, who was the rapper and dancer of Seo Taiji and Boys, was trying out his talent as a producer, but was kinda unlucky in the meantime. But anyways, opened up his own company, Hyun Label, in 1996, but kinda flopped with a group called Keepsix. Then renames his company to MF Label and launches the hip-hop duo Jinushan. Jinushan surprisingly did pretty well, even though hip-hop was pretty new. Yang Hyun-suk was well known to have an influence and background in hip-hop dance and music. He was spotted in E-tail and dancing all the time before his debut dates. So this background and success with Jinushan led him to reform his company into YG Entertainment and launched another hip-hop group called One Time. First generation
Come on then.
sparked by Seo Taiji and Boys. Everything got systematic, like the trainee systems and all. Groups with crazy hair, crazy fashion, and dance music. K-pop still kinda strange, new, but popular to the public. Kinda trying to imitate American pop. While corporate-backed labels died with the IMF crisis, labels with professional music background become big, like DSP, SM, and YG. It was the opening, a door to a new era, to the 21st century. Second generation begins. Wait says 1.5 gen. On the conversion to gen, there is a transition stage. Surprisingly, a lot of solo artists who sing ballads, R&B, and groups that do ballads or rock become super popular. Song Si-kyung, Hee-sung, Vibe, MC The Max, Buzz, The Cross, BOS, SG Wannabe. Then where'd K-pop go? Well, many talented solos were there to bridge the transition. The famous Boa, known as Asia's Star, arguably the most successful solo female K-pop artist in history, from SM Entertainment, got casted by Isuman himself and debuted at August 2000. Also debuted in Japan. Critics say Boa is one of the biggest contributors and pioneer in opening foreign markets for K-pop and SM. Boa gets to get all these first, youngest, most, blah 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 titles and rewrites K-pop history. Other solo artists also kept the K-pop flame burning with competitions such as Rain and Seven. Speaking of let's get back to JYP. Park Jin-young, aka JYP, is this dude that was active during the Seo Taiji era as well. Initially got refused numerous times from labels due to his weird face and body, but finally debuts in 1994 as a solo artist. Tail it, SM himself rejects JYP from an audition, but later asks in private just because he wants to buy songs JYP produced. JYP is extremely talented in dancing and also being sexy, which was a first for a male at that time. Won many number ones.
JYP, the first sexy male. That's what I'm trying to take. That's what I've got to try and take away from this. That JYP was the first sexy male.
Talented in dancing and also being sexy, which was a first for a male at that time. Won many number ones during the era even with the competition with Seo Taiji and Kids. Became a singer-songwriter and producer and made hit songs like Honey and Swing Baby. With that experience, goes on as a producer, producing G.O.D, once called the Nations Group, and also excavates Park Ji-yoon, who sang Adult Ceremony, also produced by JYP. And in the midst of that, makes his own company, JYP Entertainment. Back to Rain. Rain was a backdancer of JYP and Park Ji-yoon. JYP trained Rain and debuted him, also giving him many hit songs like How to Avoid the Sun and It's Raining. Both SM, Rain from JYP, Seven from YG. This is when we start to see the three companies grow and become the now known big three of K-pop, SM, JYP, YG. Another fun fact about the 1.5 generation is that many solo artists tried their luck after disbanding from the first generation groups, like Kangta, Pada, Okjuyeon, Eunjiwon. However, to be honest, their popularity wasn't like before. Except maybe Ihori, former Finkel member that was least popular among the members, but suddenly pops up with a sexy solo debut and becomes Korea's diva. Finally, it's second gen.
Yeah, Hyori, we've seen around.
Back, and the public is used to the word idol. SM Entertainment introduces TVXQ in 2004. They get the Rookie Awards, actually all the awards. Gets a Taesang on their second debut year and gets a Grand Slam in 2006, another Grand Slam in 2008, Oricon chart #1 in Japan. It's not a stretch to say they basically conquered Korea, Japan, and China. SM got rich. They make more groups like Super Junior in 2005, Girls' Generation in 2007, SHINee, and FX in 2009. Super Junior becomes extremely popular with songs like Sorry Sorry in China and Southeast Asia. Girls' Generation becomes the nation's girl group with their stunning visuals and charmful songs like Kissing You and Baby Baby. They don't stop with Korea. They go off to conquer Japan with their songs G, Genie, and O. bringing all those titles from Japan charts and album sales. SHINee puts out super addictive songs like Juliet, Ring Ding Dong, Lucifer, and achieves attention from mostly Japan and Southeast Asia, eventually touring all around these areas. FX shows the experimental side of SM. They carry a unique concept with all of their songs with obscure lyrics. Their unique electronic songs get very positive reactions from professional music critics. And note that we start to see non-Korean members, such as Victoria and Amber. With all these groups, SM is now all over Asia. Now SM might be big, no group could rival TVXQ, but here comes a big group, Big Bang.
Oh.
Big Bang from YG Entertainment is a little different. Debuted in 2006 as 5 members from a real survival program conducted by Yang Hyun-suk himself, Big Bang places its roots into hip-hop. 2007, they released their EP Always with the song Lies. This song was so big that it made them escalate to the top immediately. Then major hit songs after hit songs like Last Farewell, Haru Haru, Red Sunset make them the unquestionable #1 group in Korea. They go on doing solo work, Japan activities, world tours, sweep awards, pointless to list achievements. They go on further with their career with mega hits like Blue, Fantastic Baby, Loser, Baby, Bang Bang Bang.
Baby?
Big Bang becomes the most popular, influential, listened to group. No male group can rival them in the second gen except maybe early TVXQ. The biggest point that differentiated them would be that the general public, including men, loved and sang most of their hit songs. Big Bang's leader G-Dragon produced most of these mega hit songs, not to mention his successful solo work, and lives as the biggest Korean fashion, music, and trend icon to this day. So who is Girls' Generation's rival then? In YG Entertainment, probably 21. 4-member group debuted in 2009 with a very different concept, strong female image. Releases mega hits like Fire, I Don't Care, Go Away, Lonely, I Am the Best. They were the best, ranked as one of the best K-pop groups of the past decade by Billboard, and a female.
I'm the best. It still sneaks into my head every now and again.
Traditional, pretty cutesy girl group stereotype. Girls' Generation and 21 weren't rivals in style because they were so different. However, the two groups were huge and probably the most successful girl groups in second-gen K-pop history. Speaking of girl groups, we have to go back to JYP because JYP is known as the girl group Royal Company. Wonder Girls is among one, debuted in 2007, put out major hits like Tell Me, So Hot, Nobody, which were all viral hits within the nation and Asia due to their simple and catchy point dances. In 2008 Haiwon Seoul Music Awards, they received their first Daesang as a girl group, competing with Big Bang and TVXQ. Before Girls' Generation got extremely popular, they had the nation's girl group title in 2007 to 2008. Their style was distinct compared to Girls' Generation or 21 because it was mostly retro pop or electro funk. Wonder Girls were the first to appear on an American TV show, showing the possibilities of expansion of K-pop to the West. Nobody was the first K-pop song to enter the Billboard Top 100.
Wow.
That's cool.
And JYP
People were telling us that in our
2PM and 2AM,
reactions
who
to that
respectively have the Monster Idol and Ballad Prince concept. 2PM does especially well with hit songs like 10 out of 10, Again and Again, and Heartbeat, also becoming a sensation in Korea and Japan. Here we see Nickun, a member of 2PM from Thailand, showing that K-pop is surely expanding beyond China and Japan. Now,
my 2PM bias getting a call out here.
led by the mentioned groups. There are other.
One of those should be in a drama that we react to on
the
Patreon.
concept of girl groups. Then there was Kara, produced by DSB, and were known as big competitors to the Wonder Girls and Girls' Generation. Japan went crazy over them. Everyone knew their songs and choreographies like Step and Mr. Now, can we move on third gen? Well, maybe yes or maybe no. Some people draw the line by 10 years, as in 2000 to 2010. Some experts draw the line by sudden inflation and saturation of groups. A lot of groups start to pop up, like Beast, M Black, C, and Blue, B1A for Block, B, BAP, B2B, VIX, Infinite, Teen Top, Newest, and more. For girl groups, After School, Tiara, Rainbow Secret, Miss A, 9 Muses, Girls' Day, Sister, A-Pink, ESID, AOA, and more. So the groups that debuted in the late 2000s and early 2010s are tricky to categorize.
Plus, from this point on, please don't hate me for not going in depth of every single group or missing some of them, because that would change the title of this video to K-pop History Explained in 200 minutes.
But if we were to say there was a dominant group of this transition era, it's EXO. EXO debuts in 2012 in two groups, EXO-M and EXO-K. Another experimental approach from SM trying to divide and expand markets. Anyways, EXO wins, tops, and grows. China is basically EXO's. EXO has the biggest and also most notorious fandom in Korea. That's how much people love EXO. They put out hit after hits like Growl, Overdose, Call Me Baby, Monster, Lotto. Their only rival might be the still yet hugely successful Big Bang. And then they slowly open the doors to third gen. Now these are some of the characteristics of the third generation of K-pop. 1. Mass inflation and red ocean of idols, saturated market. 2. Globalization as a norm, catching the global audience is a must. 3. Idol audition survival programs. Because of the red ocean of idols, naturally the mass public begins to dislike K-pop idols due to lack of creativity, overlapping concepts, and exhaustion of idol music. This is when the public starts to divide the term idol with artist. Many major TV audition programs become popular looking for real talented singers and vocals rather than visually appealing dance-based idols that only get to sing a few seconds in one song. Whoa, this is what the public thought at that time. I know there are exceptions among idols too. Oh yeah, in the meantime, in 2012, the worldwide viral hit Psy's Gangnam Style happened, getting the once most viewed video on the planet, thanks to its addictive, hilarious dance and beat. It got a number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. This was basically the first time that the entire world notices a country called South Korea and K-pop without having to mention nukes and this dude. And that's North Korea, by the way. In the third gen, despite the influx of idol groups, the only ones that survive are groups that have amazing music quality or musical talent or something different. Because the Korean market is so small and saturated, it now becomes a norm to have at
I think we didn't see Mama Moo sneak in there.
member in the group. This member usually is in charge of speaking during overseas interviews and tours. Not only member-wise, but marketing and music-wise, the attempts become more globalized too, testing out new markets such as South America. In the meantime,
I know.
companies want a system to get the best quality idols out there, and that is by following the TV trend by making TV audition survival programs with worldwide contestants. This system allows idols to gain publicity even before debut and also verify popularity and talent. Although audition programs such as Produce 101 to Produce X have been extremely popular, it got caught in a corruption and manipulation issue recently, which likely put out the credibility and support towards these survival programs. Now, to name a few groups that are leading the third generation currently, definitely the girl group Trinity, Twice, Blackpink, Red Velvet. JYP's girl group Twice has earned the absent nation's girl group title since Girls' Generation, along with major hit songs that dominated Korea and Japan mostly, like Cheer Up, TT, Knock Knock, Likey, and Fancy. Interestingly, these girls were also a result of an audition program called 16. YG's girl group Blackpink has the record of most YouTube views, 56.7 million in 24 hours, with its Kill This Love music video topping Ariana Grande. Their music videos have this much views each, which saves my time.
Oh, this video is old.
And improve their popularity. Also, they're the highest charting female K-pop group on Billboard Hot 100 and 200. Plus, they had an epic stage at Coachella too. SM girl group Red Velvet might not be as big as the former two in size, but is always praised by the public and critics for their unique sound and high-quality songs. Time Magazine has highlighted their versatile musical style and named them as one of the best K-pop groups. Billboard agreed too in 2019. Fun fact, Red Velvet was the first K-pop group to perform in North Korea, and Kim Jong-un adjusted his schedule to go see them. Now, let's not try to leave out many other talented, hard-working girl groups such as Mamamoo, Momoland, Luna, IZ*ONE, G-Idol, CLC, Dreamcatcher, G-Friend, Lovelyz, Oh My Girl, Ujusonyo, Kongwonsonyo, Everglow, Wiki Mickey, and more. As for boy groups, it's hard to pick a definitive popularity or impact, but just to name a few, 17, NCT, GOT7, Winner, iKON, Monsta X, AT, Stray Kids are definitely the biggest and most popular globally. Most of these groups actively go on world tours and appear on Western TV shows nowadays. And then there are groups such as
DAV, Impact, Victon, Astro, Pentagon, SF9, The Boys, Ace, JBJ, Golden Child, Intuit, UMB, Very Very, ONEUS, and more.
So many girl groups, boy groups, mixed groups, new global audience, thus various music styles as well. You name it, K-pop has it. Oh, you don't like groups, super produced modern electronic music? Maybe try IU out. She's Korea's nation's sister and also nation's singer. Been around since 2008 with numerous ballad and K-pop hit songs. Single-handedly has the popularity equivalent to K-pop's biggest idols. Then there's K-hip-hop, R&B, a whole scene of its own. Maybe check out Zico, who has an overlap background with K-pop. Then there's rock. Maybe check out bands like Day6 and Flying the Rose and more. So, it's already 2020, technically 10 years have passed again, and the line is blurring between 3rd gen and 4th gen. Then what would be the standards of dividing the generations? I can't be the one deciding, but just to add my personal 2 cents, maybe the line could be drawn by observing groups that start off already with a bigger fandom globally rather than domestically in Korea from the pre-debut and rookie phase. In short, maybe no more validation or dependence from Korean fans needed, or there's an alternative view.
We do not get there, my friend.
Post BTS. And yes, I know y'all are screaming, what? Not a single mention of now, but hold on a little bit more. I have a whole buffet for you. Well, anyways, this whole generation dividing process is a whole debate subject of its own, so let's just leave it there and throw it to the comment section. Finally, there is one group that needs a thorough separate section in K-pop history, and it is BTS. BTS started off from a small company called Big Hit under the producer named Bang Si-hyuk, who was a former colleague and good friend to JYP, but split paths to make his own company. Bang Si-hyuk gathered 7 members originally and planned to make a hip-hop group, however the content and musical style diversified over the years. BTS didn't gain much attention during their first years, often getting mocked by their group name that means Bulletproof Boy Scouts, and apparently some or many people thought their appearances were unpretty. However, BTS differentiated themselves with other idols by speaking about the unspoken in their lyrics, such as mental health, youth problems, social issues, and the journey towards loving oneself. BTS also made their their own universe and story in their music videos. They made moderate success until they got mainstream with their songs like I Need You, Dope, Save Me, and Fire. After that, every move they made pretty much became history. They topped the Billboard 200 charts 4 times in a row alongside the Beatles, appeared on multiple major American TV shows, got awarded by the Billboard Music Awards, AMAs multiple times, did a Grammys act, did a UN speech, did a cover of Times, had stadium world tours including Wembley and Saudi Arabia, sold over 20 million cumulative albums to this date. BTS has become so big that they become expressed as the BTS or Korean invasion, just like the British invasion from the Beatles by multiple critics and journalists. Many point out that it's even more significant regarding the fact that BTS's music and lyrics were not in English but in Korean. Also started off as underdogs in the K-pop industry itself, struggling without the support of big capital nor media. In the meantime, there might have been attempts to compete with BTS, for example, SM making their own Avengers by combining members from existing successful groups like SHINee, EXO, NCT into a collaborative single group called Super M. Well, they did get a #1 on Billboard 200, but many people criticized the method of bundling issues in the process. However, industry-wise, it was a fresh attempt that never happened in K-pop history, trying to officially combine members from different groups into one with an agenda to make success in the American or global market. And it is these new attempts that fuel K-pop to go further on. Anyways, back to BTS, it's not an overstatement to say that BTS is probably bigger than all of K-pop combined at this point. However, from Seotaiji to BTS, many groups existed, and every time records were broken, people were surprised. Back then, no one imagined anything bigger than TVXQ, Girls' Generation, Big Bang, EXO, Gangnam Style. But here we are, K-pop is still evolving. The market is getting bigger and it's becoming more well known all around the world.
So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens in the future of K-pop. Will it just disappear as a trend or get even bigger, like it always has?
That's good.
That was good.
That was good. Do you know what I like about that? It was super fast paced.
Yeah.
Like it was, here's all the things you need to know. Name check everyone. Give us a little bit about everyone.
Yeah.
But not like slow.
Yeah.
Like that could have been 40 minutes with the same amount of information.
Absolutely. It was perfect.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And takes us to about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. How old is this video?
I don't know for sure, but I'm going to guess 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
Well, it said we're up to 2020. So,
yeah.
It also said that it was on the 3rd gen, 4th gen line.
And we are in 5th gen now.
Yeah, and groups like 17 and Stray Kids get bundled up in the, and also, TXT get put in the, let's see what happens with 4th gen category. And you think like, okay, if you're doing that video today.
Yeah, it'd be different.
Yeah, like there's it's not post BTS, that would be the wrong way to say it, but
it's in BTS's hiatus.
Yeah, there would be sort of maybe a section about, it's not the vacuum of BTS, but like once BTS had sort of conquered global markets in a way that none other had, maybe that created an appetite for K-pop that other groups have been able to satisfy with more diverse styles.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to know what's going to happen once BTS come back. Like,
have there been examples of groups that have prospered after military?
I'm not sure, but BTS are a whole.
That's what I mean. Like they have the chance to, I think, do something no other group has.
Yeah.
And then, like, do we get another BTS versus EXO era in K-pop when Kai and Seon come back?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like, is 2026 going to be a repeat of 2016 or whatever? I don't know. But do you know what I mean? Like, is it going to be?
Right. As much as I love like EXO and that, I don't think they're on.
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't.
So I don't think
globally in Korea. I think you probably.
Yeah, maybe.
You probably have some argument. And so when you look at biggest selling K-pop groups of all time, it's BTS then EXO.
Yeah.
Wow. But like I don't know that it was I mean that he didn't mention much of a rivalry in there, but because those two are at the top, in the way that I sometimes talk about Stray Kids and 17 being rivals, they don't dislike each other. They're not competing with each other.
Yeah.
It's like Girls' Generation and 21.
Yeah.
Where they're just both there at the same time doing different things.
Yeah.
So you could say they're competing because there's only one award and only one of them gets it. But they're not like doing the same kind of thing. You could say, you know, have we got an era of 30-something K-pop idols ahead of us? It will be fascinating to find out. Fascinating to find out because my very limited experience of what happens to groups post-military is they do a lot of solo stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they might do tours, but maybe they don't do that many comebacks.
I can't.
You get maybe 4 or 5 of them rather than all of them.
I can't imagine BTS not wanting to get back to it. Like, I feel like they.
We see it all the time with all kinds of pop groups.
Yeah. I don't know.
It is difficult to get the band back together.
Yeah.
Like, it just is difficult.
Yeah. I suppose we'll see. Yeah.
I can't wait to find out. Like,
Yeah.
I genuinely can't wait to find out. And not just for BTS, but for EXO as well.
Yeah.
Now that 17's starting their military,
Yeah.
NCT starting its military, like Stray Kids won't be too far away.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna have to start learning as a fandom.
Not ready.
See, but this
It's
is
happening, and I'm like,
this is what becoming a K-pop fan is like, right? So is it I've got 7 close to being all back together now?
I think so. Yeah. I think the last one out.
Yeah, but that was recently, wasn't it? So like we'll get a glimpse at, like,
Yeah.
although I guess Jackson's not part. Is Jackson part of Got7 still?
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Because I know he's off doing loads of
Yeah.
solo work
Yeah,
and
he's
company
super.
building and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So right, here's the reassurance we need from you folks. Which groups were able to sustain their success after the members had gone to military?
Yeah.
Does it happen?
Who's come back as a full?
Yeah, who's come back in the form they were, like in the formation they were at the start of military, and been able to sustain?
Yeah.
Because as XOLs, it would be good to know that when Kai and Sayan come back, we've got, you know, some albums to look forward to.
Yeah.
God, we have to.
I think it'll be fine. It's going to be fine.
I have to think.
It's going to be fine.
There we go. But we still need the reassurance, so pop that in the comments. There we go. So come back next week where the answer to the riddle that I will never speak will be... Maybe I'll put it on the schedule. No. We will be back soon enough with something else, whatever you do between now and when we see you next. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Birthday.
We'll see you next one.
Love you. Bye.